Good afternoon, you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. It is our time to start up Ask James. I got some letters here. We're going to go ahead and get to them. I'm glad you all are here. Now, before I go any further, I definitely have to do some thank yous, and that is for people who actually did super chats last week on Wednesday, and that was Sly Sylvia Williams and also Miss Blue. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do it, but I'm glad that you did. I thank you very much. Mwah. Thank you, Queens. All right, so we got things to do. It's lunchtime for a bunch of folks. Let's get it pushing. Okay, first letter. There's no title, and it goes a little like this. It says, hey, laugh out loud. Okay, it's obvious I'm a subscriber and I love you. Laugh out loud. Okay. Anyways, the other day my husband and I were looking through his emails together. We went to his spam folder and there was an email from Gay Media Forum. I immediately asked him. He kept saying it's spam and he can't explain it. We went to my spam folder and I had girl asking you to meet, which comes from watching porn, of course, but nothing about lesbian anything. What do you think this is about? Thank you. What do I think it's about? I think you want some bull crap. That's what I think it's about. Are you serious? Are you serious? And I mean, there's a couple different ways I could actually go with this. First of all, I pay no attention to anything that is in a spam folder. None of us are special when it comes to spam. You may have anything in there. Stuff from Africa. I ain't never been to Africa. Porn stuff actually shows up in your spam folder when you ain't even watched no porn. It's spam. It's spam. So we can go that direction. There's an underline in this of that whole thing where lesbianism is okay, but on the male side, for a male to be doing something gay or bisexual is a whole issue. So there's that little thing is kind of sitting under there because the whole thing of lesbian, a lesbian request in your spam didn't cause any drama in your home, and the fact that something gay appeared in his spam and you on the computer writing me a letter. So there's that little underlying double standard thing that's there. That's ugly, but I mean, that's just the way things are. I didn't create it, you didn't create it, it just is what it is and what it's always been. But the other thing is, what are you not telling me? What are you not telling me? It's a short email, which I love the short emails, because all these books that we don't need, we only need a little paragraph. I'm here for the short email. But what are you not telling me? Do you have questions about your husband's sexuality? How long have you had them? Why do you have them? And then I'll go even further. Why is he your husband? If you're questioning his sexuality and you married him, why? If it's a problem, why did you marry him? See, this is drumming up a bunch of nothing, because that's what it was. It was a bunch of nothing. It's spam. I feel like you're putting 20 on 10. You're aggravating yourself and your husband for no reason. That's my feeling. My feeling, girl, unless there's something else underlined that you want to write me and tell me about that makes you question your husband's sexuality, this, pure garbage. pure garbage. Move on with your life. Enjoy yourself. Be happy. Do you know how many people have husbands? And do you know how many people who want husbands? Who want husbands? Like, you're trying to go find something where it seems that there's really nothing there because you didn't write anything else. So from just what I have here, garbage, pure garbage. Go enjoy yourself. Call your husband up today, take him out to lunch, and then go screw your husband. I'll talk to you later. Alrighty, let's move on to our next letter. It has no title, and it goes like this. It says, "Hey James, I'm a big fan of your channel, and I enjoy your reviews, and you are so funny. I have a situation involving my online boyfriend who I've been dating for 4 years now. He lives in Cambodia, and we met on Facebook. And I fell in love with him really fast because he is my first real boyfriend." Okay. "The first year of dating online was great. But after dating for a year, I told him I had a mental illness which I kept secret from him. And he admitted to me that he scammed people. Not to mention he is Nigerian. Fast forward 4 years later, and I have severe trust issues with him. I'm always questioning his motives. He asked me several times to collect money from Western Union using a third party. He says the money goes to an orphanage in Cambodia. This last time in December, he asked me to pick up money through Western Union and I declined. He got angry and said the orphans are crying over your head trying to manipulate me. We didn't talk for months, and then he reached out to me and said he missed me and loved me, and he realized his mistakes and wants to marry me. I don't trust him, James. What should I do about this relationship?" This one is easy. This is very easy. First of all, let me just throw this out here. I actually stopped briefly because in my spirit, it's something I got to say to you, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way. You stated that he's your first real boyfriend. No, he's not. No, he's not. You haven't had a real boyfriend yet. He's your first online friend, I guess, but he's not your boyfriend. It's not your boyfriend. We're talking about 4 years of actually being on Facebook, and you all have all of this underlying issue and the whole thing. See, I would go for the online dating, long distance thing and saying he's your boyfriend had there been a whole bunch of talk here about marriage, citizenship, you coming here, him going there. There's none of this in here. None of that's there at all. After 4 years, love and marriage actually showed up after y'all had a big falling out and didn't speak for months. How can you even consider that a boyfriend? Not your boyfriend. That's an online friend. He's an online friend. That's all. That's all. You haven't actually experienced an actual relationship and dating proper yet. So you're still fresh, sweetie. Still fresh, unspoiled, and unscathed. That he's not your boyfriend. And this whole thing, if something in your gut is telling you that his moves are shady, and he also admitted to scamming folks, you should always follow your first mind. That's why it's there. When it tells you to move, move. And you ain't got no attachment to him. You don't have no attachment to him. You're not, it wasn't even a thing where you would say, oh, we were engaged and I've been to see him. I mean, after 4 years, Are you serious? He's never come to the States. You've never went and visited him. Yet you feel like you have this solid Child, ain't no relationship. That's just somebody you're talking to online. And it has nothing to do with you having mental illness. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has everything to do with, I believe he thinks that you're gullible. And deep down in your mind and in your spirit, you pretty much know that you have been. You may not, and I'm not going to sit here and say that you are gullible, but you have been gullible. His reaction to when you didn't want to go do the whole Western Union thing because you didn't feel comfortable with it, and his reaction was to get angry with you and then don't speak to you for months, lets you know that at some point you have been gullible, you have been used, and when you don't do what I want you to do, then I'm out. And now months later, here we go. That whole move, and it don't have nothing really to do with him being Nigerian. He could have been American. He could have been Vietnamese. He could have been anything. It wouldn't have made no difference. That behavior screams shady. It screams shady. So, what I'll tell you to do about the relationship, turn the computer off. And that's it, relationship over. Go on out. Stop cheating yourself. Stop cheating yourself. You probably have passed by Mr. Right 22 times playing with this fool. Turn the computer off. That's my advice. All right, baby, thank you for writing in. Here we go. Next letter. It is actually titled, Am I Wrong? Am I Wrong? All right, here we go. Hello, James. I enjoy your channel, and I think you're amazing. Thank you, babe. I am writing you because I need an unbiased opinion. My partner and I have been together for 6 years. Since we met, there are some things that just haven't changed. Yet we still move past it and make it work. Yeah, that's called relationship. It's cool. That's cool. We have a 6-month-old baby, both our first baby. He has a plethora of nieces and nephews in our hometown. I only have 1 biologically and 2 if we include my nephew we adopted. I'm gonna come back to that because I don't even think this is what this letter's about, but I got something to say about that. So I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna keep reading, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna come back to that. All right, we both started new jobs this year. I have the weekend off and he has Thursday and Sunday off. He will get his nieces and nephews on Friday and Saturday, knowing that he has to work. The only day I have off is Saturday. I don't want to watch his nieces and nephews. I don't want to watch my own niece and nephews. I already have to watch my baby. I ain't coming back to that. You can't watch your own baby. Okay? Oh, you can't watch your baby. So we're gonna scratch that. Maybe I'm just picking at you now because of what you said earlier that I gotta get you about. So I'm probably picking at you, but don't say it. You can't watch your baby. You understand? I have to take, here we go. I don't want to watch my own niece and nephew. I already have to take care of my own baby. You can't watch your baby. You can't babysit your baby because it's yours. You can't babysit your own baby. And I'm probably just picking at you, but that's okay. That's all right. Okay, so I spend Sundays getting ready for the week ahead, so I feel like Saturday is my only day off. He feels like because we had a baby that I should be more kid-friendly. I am 25 and he is 28. We both are the youngest in our family. He is very family-oriented. I am, but not as much. I enjoy my space and peace, Am I wrong? Should I adapt? Also, what do you and the audience consider deal breakers in a relationship? Please give your opinion. Read me if need. Oh, please read me if need. So you really do know me, and you knew when you wrote some of this stuff that I was gonna pick at you. Okay, all right. So I'm shocked that you're speaking of deal breakers in a relationship. Like, this is really aggravating you. First of all, okay. Oh, where do I start with? There's so many pieces to this. Okay, I'm gonna get to the picking at you later. I'm gonna handle the piece at hand. Okay. Again, I'm shocked that you are even considering that some of this stuff has bubbled to the point where you're talking about deal breakers. 6 years is it's a long time. That's a long time. So you all know each other pretty much, and the fact that you say it right out that you're not as family oriented as he is, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And should you adapt? Adapt to what? And for how long? You know, for how long? Are you talking about making yourself miserable? If you don't want to, I definitely understand not wanting to babysit someone else's children on my off days from work. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing selfish about that. There's nothing selfish about that. If he wants to go and get his niece and nephew, then he need to have his behind there to watch his niece and nephew. And I don't think you're wrong for not wanting to watch his niece and nephew. If you want to go get the niece and nephew, you'll go get them. But I don't need you to go get your niece and nephew for me to watch. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not doing nor saying anything wrong with that. He's the one that's actually out of order. You go get him when you want to be bothered. Just because you want to be bothered doesn't mean I want to be bothered. Because I may not want to be bothered with your niece and nephew while you're in the house with them. And I completely don't want to be bothered with them when you ain't here. I don't need you to go get somebody for me to babysit. So no, you're not wrong for that at all. But again, that's just common courtesy and nothing to give up your relationship about. If he can't understand that, then that is a problem. That is a problem, because if you get up, and you might have to put it to him like that, if he can't get it, put it to him. If I walk up and leave up out of here, and then it's only you and you're not dating anyone else, what you gonna do? Go get your niece and nephew and leave them here while you go to work? They'll be here by themselves? Is it worth screwing up what we got going on? You know, so you might have to put it to him like that if he's real, you know, because y'all are both young, and then he's the baby and you're the baby. So, yeah, y'all, you might have to put it to him like that. Okay, so that's that. So that's easy. No, you're not wrong. He's out of order, and you just need to let him know that he's out of order. All about you adapting. You can't change who you are. You know, it is what it is. You're who you are. You feel how you feel about your free time, and if you try to change that to be more like him, you're gonna be miserable. You're gonna be miserable. There's give and take. Sometimes I'm gonna give up some of my free time. I'm not gonna always give my free time up to do exactly what it is that you wanna do. It's not gonna happen. Let's be realistic. So y'all need to talk. Y'all need to sit down and talk. Anyway, now let me go to the thing that you wrote that really grabbed a hold of me, which was more of a situation for me than this little thing you had going on. It did me like this, part of the way through your letter. When you said, I have one nephew biologically, and two if we include my nephew we adopted. Stop saying that. Stop saying that. And not only stop saying that, stop feeling that. Because I promise you, that is coming over. You're delivering that. Because when you wrote it in this letter, I pulled it and I got it in a certain way. And do you see my body language? That's what it gave me. So I promise you that nephew that is adopted probably feels that. And this is not just someone who's just talking to you or talking at you. You already know because you've been watching me. I am an adoptive parent of 2 children. And it's not that you have to coddle them more, well, you really do. But there's just certain things. If we have adopted someone into the family, then you have accepted them wholeheartedly into the family. We haven't you shouldn't accept them and say, okay, you can hang out with us, but that's not what adoption is about. That's not what adoption is about. And I'm going to give it to you like this because you may feel like, well, James, that ain't no big, it really is a big deal. Just think about this. Come on in here. Come close. And listen to what I'm getting ready to say to you. God forbid anything were to happen to you and your mate. But let's just say that it did, because that's how life is. Tomorrow, y'all aren't here anymore. You got your 6-month-old baby. He got to go somewhere. So let's just say he goes into the foster system, okay? And then someone has to adopt your baby. How would you feel laying there, transitioning, and watching down over your baby as your baby becomes a part of a family that makes statements like, oh, I got two babies. I got my own, and then I had the one that I adopted. Oh, I got nephews. I got the one over here, but yeah, I got that one that I adopted. How would you feel if it was your baby that was the baby that was adopted, that was kind of being sectioned out? Because that's kind of how it comes across, like the baby's sectioned out. How would you feel? Would you want your baby to be in a family that just said, oh, these are my nephews? Yeah, I got 2 of them. Or would you want your baby to be in a family where they say, oh yeah, I got 2 nephews, but this one is my biological, this one we adopted. So just think of it in that way. And I promise you, you'll stop even saying that. And you may have never actually given it any thought, but it bothers me. It bothers me. And again, maybe I'm just picking at you. You know what I mean? But that's okay. I picked at you. What you gonna do about it? So, anyway, I'm not trying to be mean to you. That's how it came across to me. It came across, and it has always come across to me. When people do that, it comes across to me problematic. It does. And it just is what it is. I don't even get into all of that. I don't tell people, these are my adopted kids. No, these are my children. These are my children. These are my sons. You know, that's it. And that's what it's really, leave the adoption is the legal part. Leave the legal stuff in the court. When you get done adopting and it's all on paper, put the goddamn paperwork into a cabinet or into a safe and leave the paperwork there and get on with life. That's your nephew. Period, point blank. That's it. And I'm done with this. I've fussed enough at you. That is the advice that I've actually had, the advice for your situation, as well as the advice that you didn't ask for. But I gave it to you, and again, what you gonna do about it? Keep watching. Anyway, thank you so much for writing in. I know I gave you a lot, but that's all right. That's all right. You know me. You know me, and you probably knew it was coming. Anyway, thanks for writing in, babe. All right, guys, on to the next letter. Let's go. This one has a title. It says, should I talk to my sister again? I need your help, James, please. Whoa, okay. That sounds like this is gonna be deep. All right, let's go. Hello, James. I would like to hear your thoughts on my situation. My sister moved from Georgia to Philadelphia after her divorce. I live in New York City. I used to take the megabus to Philly to visit and spend the weekend with her and my niece and nephew. Well, one weekend, me and my cousin went to spend the weekend with her, and she was acting weird. A week before that, she met a guy that she was dating, and I never met him. He said he was going to bring some weed over, but he never came. The next day around 4 in the morning, she wakes up slamming stuff and saying she was looking for her headphones, woke everyone up. I said, damn, can't you find them later? And she flipped on me. We argued and I got my shit and me and my cousin left 4 in the morning. The next day, my cousin tells me that my sister didn't know how to tell me that her new boyfriend is Muslim and he don't like gay people. And I feel that she chose a guy that she just met in front of a Chinese restaurant over her own brother. She started an argument with me so I could leave. I texted her the next day and I told her that was so wrong as she needs some mental help. Then this took the cake for me. She got on Facebook and said, you better stop before I tell people that you like to sleep with little boys. I got so mad because number one, that ain't true. She said that to hurt my feelings just because I'm gay. But after she tried to destroy my character on Facebook, I haven't talked to her since 2016 and never plan to talk to her again. She's a black-hearted bitch with no soul, and as far as I'm concerned, if the bitch was on fire and I had some water, I would step over her and cross the street and give a bum on the corner a bath before I ever talk to her again. What do you think about the situation, and what do you think I should do? Okay. Alright, so you're grown, your sister's grown, and she has children. So where is all this coming from? Like, is this is new? Like you never, because it's not in the letter. It's not in a letter that, like, you've ever been given any inclination that your sister had a problem with your sexuality, which is kind of strange to me. But only a little strange because, again, I do know and I've experienced people who flip-flop. I've experienced people who flip-flop, and especially family members, where they don't say anything and then all of a sudden it's this issue. But it generally happens when you're not getting, when they're not getting what they want from you, when they're used to getting something from you. So this is kind of strange, but at any rate, she literally, from what you have written here, and I'm only going by what you have written here, she literally did choose the boyfriend over the relationship with you. Now, she patty. She's very patty. The whole starting, instead of just saying, because it's crazy because how she actually went hard in the paint about over the Facebook. She has camera balls, and she's a keyboard gangster. She's a keyboard gangster. So why can't you tell me in person this is the issue and I want you to go? This whole production and starting the argument, skip all that. Listen, okay, I'm just gonna say this. I don't blame you for not speaking to your sister. Generally, you all know that I am team sibling all the way. I'm team sibling, But I'm not gonna allow my sibling to just flat out misuse me like this. This is crazy. And then to literally go so far as to say, I will defame you. I will defame you, and you do yourself a favor by staying away from her. Your sister is dangerous. She's dangerous. And for her to even have that thought pattern says that you need to stay as far away from your sister as possible. Don't ever get rid of that email. Are you listening to me? Don't ever get rid of that email. Guard it with your life. She is dangerous, and you need to stay away from her. And no, you don't need to deal with your sister anymore. Your sister is a danger to you and your freedom. Do you understand me? Stay away from her. And it pains me to have to say that to you, because like I said, I am generally always team siblings, but not no sibling that is saying I will defame you. And this is not even about, you know, Facebook. Who gives a shit about Facebook or what people on Facebook think? But putting that into the atmosphere could land you behind bars. It could land you behind bars. And for her to be able to tell you that, I'll do this to you, what do you want to be around her for anyway? You don't even want to keep up any type of conversation. You need to stay away from her. She's dangerous. She's dangerous. And there's a power that be that takes care of people like that. You leave that to her. There ain't nothing for you to do to her. No way for you to sit around and try to get back at her. The best thing you could do for her is give her a good leaving alone and protect yourself. Like I said, don't ever get rid of that email. Put that email somewhere, print it out. Just don't ever lose track of that email. And stay the hell away from her. Sister or no sister. Anything or anybody who threatens your freedom, your character as well, but more importantly, your freedom, stay away from her. And tell all your other friends to stay away from her. She's dangerous. Don't nobody need to fool with her. Nobody needs to fool with her at all. She really does have some issues. But anyway, I hate to even have to be saying that stuff about your sibling, but it's true and it's how I feel, and you know I gives it to you straight. And don't ever get rid of that email, you understand? All right, baby, listen. Go on with your life and be happy. You in New York City, child. She over there. Y'all far enough away where you ain't got to deal with her. Don't deal with her. Your niece and your nephew, children remember people who are good to them and that they love, and they always come back. As they grow forth, your niece and your nephew, if you were good to your niece and nephew, they will seek you out and they will seek to have relationship with you. Stay away. Stay away. All right. Thank you so much for writing in. Stay away. All righty. Last letter for the day. Let's go. This letter is entitled Figuring Out How to Start Over. And it goes like this. Hey, James. I have the worst luck in love. I am a full-time working mother of 5, and I can't find a man to save my life. No, I can't find a good man to save my life. Most recently, I ended things with my boyfriend of about 6 months. After the breakup, we still were being involved with each other. Our reason for the breakup was because among his other flaws that I consciously overlooked, he's a violent alcoholic. Oof. He literally has a Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde syndrome. He could be Prince Charming one minute and a monster the next. So our last altercation was last weekend when we went out to a club together for his brother's birthday. Big mistake. I was dancing and a guy got behind me. I kept dancing thinking he was going to eventually move away from me. because he was in a good crowd of people that were passing by. Unfortunately, my ex saw him, made him go away. When we got home, he jumped on me. Not the first time, but definitely the worst time. This time, I was left with scratches and soreness. My folks were at home, and my children woke up and my stepdad had to pull him off me. You want me to continue reading this? Do you want me to continue reading this? See, again, this is what I tell y'all about these long letters that... Because I don't even feel like I need to even finish reading this, like for real, for real. But okay, but I'm gonna do it, you know, just because I love you. So I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna do it. But I don't even need, I could have stopped this 4 sentences ago. But okay, come on, let's go. I haven't seen or talked to him since then. I spoke with his father a few days after that, and I couldn't help but get the feeling that he, even though he was saying he was wrong for hitting me, he was also saying that it was my fault for putting myself in that position. According to him, I should have moved or stopped dancing and nothing would have happened. I don't think that me dancing with someone warrant me getting my ass beat. I know that he'll eventually reach out because that's his pattern. After that ordeal, I'm really in a place where I don't think I want to pursue relationships anymore. I'm 31 and I haven't been in a long-term relationship since me and my ex-fiancés broke up in 2016. I'm very jaded at this point and expect the worst from everyone. My friends keep telling me that I can't be that way to keep my heart open, but why should I? I get hurt every time I decide to. How do I get back to a place of optimism when it comes to relationships? Thanks for reading. Okay, first of all, there's a couple different situations here. You're coming across this is gonna come across like victim blaming, but I ain't got no other way to give this to you because you need to hear this like this. You need to hear it. Pay attention to what I'm getting ready to say to you. Part of this is your fault. This is your fault because the writing was on the wall. The writing was on the wall. Not the fact that, no, you don't deserve to be beat. No, you don't deserve to be mistreated. At all. At all. But the writing was on the wall. First of all, you broke up with him. You broke up with him. So y'all weren't even dating. You weren't dating. You broke up for reasons that, he drinks and he's violent when he drinks. That was like one of the big things. That he's a vicious, violent alcoholic. You broke up with him, yet you kept sleeping with him. That's your fault. That ain't nobody else's fault. You did that. You allowed, you kept, and not only just sleeping, you kept dating him. Y'all broke up, but you're still running around town dating him like y'all are together, and then he's acting like you're together. Because first of all, from what you're saying, y'all aren't together, so he ain't got no business being mad at you dancing with nobody anyway, because y'all ain't together, right? If we not together, then we just two friends hanging out. What the hell you mad for? So, I got to give the blame to you because you ain't had no business out there with this fool. You had no business out there with this fool. And then to make matters worse, you go talk to his father about what he did, and then you're shocked that his father feels the same way he felt. Where the hell you think he got it from? think he got it from? And you act shocked. You ain't no business talking to him. You ain't no business talking to his daddy, because his daddy's a goddamn fool as well. This has nothing to do with optimism. This has to do with foolishness. You have put yourself in a position of foolishness. You got 5 kids. 5. The hell you fooling around with a fool that don't mind going upside your head? If nothing else, think of your 5 kids first. Because if you get somebody go upside your head enough, you know somebody hit you in your head enough times, you know you'll die, right? You do understand that we're not constructed for head blows. We're not. So just keep that in mind. If you get somebody going upside your head enough times, you won't make it. You won't be here. So if you don't think enough of yourself to stop allowing yourself to be beat and banged on, think enough of your children to not be beat and banged on, because you're not made for that. You were made for exactly what you did. You were created to be able to create life. And then once you create that life, you have to nurture and raise those lives. So you are doing everything that you are supposed to be doing, except for allowing somebody to come along and try to shorten your life by beating and banging on you and treating you like you crazy. Not just the beating and the banging, all that aggravation. Do you know that all that aggravation of dealing with somebody who has all these alcoholic issues will stress you out to a point? Do you know that stress is a silent killer? Again, if you don't think enough of yourself, think about them kids. You got all those kids. Think enough of the kids. You don't need to be stressed out beyond you and y'all, the 6 of y'all. That's it. That's all there is. You and them 5 babies. The 6 of y'all, that's stress enough. That's enough stress for anybody. So if you find a nice guy to come in that will help with what you got going on, perfect. But you don't need no bastard to come in and bring no garbage. You got enough stuff. You got enough stress level in your life to last you a full lifetime. A full lifetime. 5 kids that all got to get 18, and you got to get them trained up and geared off to be the best them that they can be. That is enough stress for any one person. If you can find somebody that can help you and be a positive addition to what you got going on, fine. But this kind of crap, So this is not about being optimistic. This is about not acting in a foolish manner. Period. Period. And I know I'm being hard on you, but you need to hear it. You need to hear it. You need to work on you. You need to work on you. Because something's telling you that, no. Think enough of yourself. You're not supposed to be banged on and beat on and talked too crazy and treated badly. That's not what you're supposed to get. It's not what you deserve. It's not what you're supposed to get. Work on you, and that's the other thing. Because you started the letter, I can't find a man. Stop trying to find a man. And I've said this before, and I feel this way, I live this way. You don't go out looking for no man. Anytime you go looking for a man, you'll find something. It's easy. I know you heard it before, shit, a man can find a man. But will you want that man when you get him? Stop looking for a man. Let the man find you. Prince Charming finds the princess. You ain't never heard the story written where the princess finds Prince Charming. Stop looking for a man. And I promise you, as soon as you stop looking for him, y'all gonna run into each other, because that's the way that it's designed. When you stop looking, boom, you're gonna find the right person. Because when you're looking, there's a sense of desperation that takes over, and you start accepting bullshit. And that's what you've done. So, I'm done. I'm done. Yes, I've been mean. Yes, I've been tough on you. If I didn't care, I wouldn't have said nothing. I'm tough on you because you needed to hear it. You needed to hear it. Remember, 6 people that are important. You and them 5 babies. Everybody else, shit. And you heard what I said. I said 6 people. I ain't said nothing about your mama, your daddy, your siblings, and nobody else. You and them 5 babies. And that is it. That's it. I'm done with this. Done. I am complete. I am so done. I'm done. Listen, take what you can and use out of that. I wish the complete and total best for you. I really do. And you can do this, child. Just skip the foolishness. Drop the foolishness. You're going to be fine, sis. You'll be fine. You're a queen. Remember that. A queen with the big Q. A queen. And that's it. You're going to be all right. All right, baby. Thank you for writing in. Don't hesitate to write me again if you need me to yell at you again. I am available. I am available. And I will yell at you some more about something else. Ain't no problem. All right? Now, head up, chin up, sis. Be easy. All right? Later. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Ask James. It has been my pleasure. If you want to write something into me, by all means, please do. And let me know what you got going on, and I'll give a stab at it. You can send it to my P.O. Box at James Colwell. That's P.O. Box 99432, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania 15233. Or you can actually send me an email to spillitboy@gmail.com, and we will take a stab at it. All right, you guys, I love you much, and I will see you next week. Same time, same place. You all be good. All right, bye-bye.